Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check Noah's renewal, but before we start don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also comment what you think about her renewal. So, Noah got a couple adjustments to her skills, and most notably, she now has a leader skill. Well, as an ability, okay? It says trample, apply penetration by 20%. I thought this was like the special buff that she applies, but no, it's just penetration. So yeah, that's kind of good. Just having penetration just cause. There's a thing that we have to notice about leader skills. It is very interesting how they are addressing this mechanic, because some skills, some leader skills, are meant to only affect the character who has them, and some others are meant to help the team out, depending on what their effects are. In the case of Noah, this is a very selfish leader skill. It's going to only going to affect her. So this is best for solo content. In fact, Noah, after the update, it is more of a PvP character than anything. She still can do solo content and challenging content and farming and everything, but I mean, the things that they added to her kit are definitely going to move her on the PvP ladder. And just so that you know, she's a counter for Emily. Let's see very quickly here, here. Triangle, yeah. Emily, yeah. Strong against Emily. You can see that. Grimory hasn't done anything about these strengths and weaknesses lately. And I mean, for a long time. But I bet they will rework this whenever they apply the new PvP mode, the Guild Wars. So yeah, that's the thing. So let's go back to Noah and let's start checking what they changed here. I can change it to this one. And whoops, it's in Spanish, sorry. Now, that's better. So, Noah's renewal celebration, blah blah blah. Balancing adjustments. Balance and adjustments. The performance of Noah has been adjusting as follows. The visual effects and animations of some skills have been changed. Okay, that's normal. Again, super armor while using skills effect has been added to some skills. Yeah, you can see it in most of her skill now. So, Harpies, I'm not going to say the name. This one has super armor, super armor, super armor, super armor, super armor. No, this one doesn't have super armor, but it's an evade, so it doesn't need it. This one has super armor, this one has super armor, and this is a double evade, so it doesn't have super armor. So basically all her skills, except for this one, have super armor. One problem though, this skill, the basic attack, doesn't feel like it has super armor. I tried it, and I don't know if it's glitch or anything, but you still get interrupted while doing the basic attacks. So yeah, maybe it's not working as intended. I'm not sure, because I started the combo and then I got interrupted, and it's like, well, doesn't this have super armor? Well, in any case, let's check what else changed. A no exclusive debuff and ability has been added. Yeah, I already showed you this, so we can check it here very quickly. I just skip this, I put this, I go to icon list, and it's this debuff. Debilitate. Debilitate reduces HP restoration effect by 80%. So yeah, that's... as I said, it is not that OP. It is a counter for specific enemies. For example, when I was facing Lapis in an event stage as a new player, it was really hard. In fact, I couldn't beat her because she had a ton of HP recovery. If I had had Noah, I would have been able to beat her. But a better option is just to strengthen yourself and well, destroy the enemy before they can heal. That's even better always, but it is a thing. And also, this is very good for those strategies that rely on defensive builds and HP recovery on PvP. So it's gonna be very useful for PvP, and it's gonna be niche for normal content and challenging content. So let's see, what else? New unique ability trample. Yeah, we already checked that with penetration. No exclusive debuff, debilitate. I keep saying debilitate. I mean persona vibes, you know? A slot effect of the skill Caroline's Malice has been partially modified. Previously, with 2 protect supporters, you increase charge attacks. You increase charge attack time by 2 seconds, so it lasted longer if you had blue. Now it makes the enemy groggy at the end of the attack. So now that she specializes on PvP, obviously this is going to be very useful because groggy is going to affect the enemy. So yeah, I mean, I think it is okay to get the duration reduced, because in PvE, whenever you are facing an enemy, you don't want to be stuck in a position, even if she's moving and she can avoid some attacks. It is not ideal to be stuck into one attack, so that's fine. Then, a slot effect of skill Robert's Revenge has been partially modified. Suppress type supporters set as main bleed target deals 60% damage for 6 seconds. Inflict debilate for 6 seconds. So yeah, obviously this now is going to give you debilate. Well, it's going to give the enemy debilate with red. Yeah, bleed was like, there was no reason for bleed to be there, so it's perfectly fine that they make this change. Let's see. And it synergizes with the new game style. Let's see. Protect, supporters, groggy, bleed. A slot effect of the skill Juliet's Sneer has been partially modified. Set one suppressed type supporter, particle charged by 2%, first strike attack pulls the enemies. But that's not only it. The effect of the skill, no, that's another one. Juliet's Sneer. Yeah, this one. I haven't played that much with Noah, but I think they changed the animation for this one. So now, enlarge the weapon and swing it down. Performs an area attack, gain super armor while using it. So yeah, this I have used it, and it, as it says, it grabs the enemies and it pulls them towards the hand. That's nice. Enhances the size of your weapon and increases its range. So it's going to pull more enemies, even if they are far away, and increases damage. Yeah, it is okay. It is a good way to gain control over the enemy. Let's see the next one. The effect of the skill Sinister Living Dummy has been partially modified, and the AoE of the skill when setting 2 protect type support has been increased. Okay, AoE increased, that's nice. Basic effect. When doing an extreme dodge, a soaring kick knocks up the enemies. When doing extreme dodge, perform a knock-up attack on nearby enemies with a surrounding arm and inflicts debilate. Yeah. So basically, they for this one they added the debilate effect and they increased the area on blue. Increase attack range on blue. Yeah, it is fine. I mean, this skill has always been useful. I know, like, using a perfect debate isn't like appealing for the most part because you have to wait for the enemy to attack, but it is doable. It has always been that way, and applying debilitate on any color is very good. Debilitate on any color. Now, a slot effect of the skill Amanda's Exile has been partially modified. With 2 suppressed supporters, increase damage against enemies by 12% for 5 seconds. Inflict debilitate for 5 seconds. Let me check. Amanda's Exile. Reduce damage taken by 25. You know what? I think they shouldn't have done it exactly that way. I mean, yes, they could have done this change, inflict debilitate for 5 seconds on red, but also they needed to let us keep that damage increase on green. I think that, I mean, green is the damaging build, so why not move that buff to the green skill so that we have more damage. They barely modified green. I think they didn't. I mean, obviously this counts as they modify it because this affect all colors. But as you can see, the changes mainly focus on green, on blue and red, because green is the color of the limited set, and they try to not modify the skills of the limited set, which I get it, but Gremory, feel free to enhance those skills. Don't change them like drastically, enhance them only, like maybe add an extra buff, like for example the super armor is a good example. Adding the super armor here and on every other skill that works on green, that's good. And doing something like this, Amanda's Exile, green is not going to be defensive, so giving an offensive bot would have been a better update towards this skill. I mean, Debilate was necessary, yes, it synergizes, it is pretty good, but yeah, green is kind of forgotten, I guess. So the effect of the skill Edgar's Enigma has been partially modified. Basic effect: summons a familiar that attacks from a range for 6 seconds from 6 seconds. What a weird way to say that, but well. When the slot effect is applied, an additional familiar is summoned. Summons a familiar that attacks from a range for 6 seconds. When the slot effect is applied, an additional familiar is summoned. If the familiars are destroyed, HP is restored by 2% for each familiar destroyed. Wonderful! I like it. I really, really like it. I mean, it's not that big of a change, but hey, HP recovery, that's nice. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get a ton of HP recovery, but at least they buffed it in some way. And besides, you want to use this skill, Edgar's Enigma, the one that I don't have, because as far as I know, maybe I'm mistaken, but this summons a familiar. And you know what is affected by that? The new weapon, Wonderbird. Wonderbird increases your damage by 10% per each familiar summoned. And you know what else you can do? You can equip this on the main, and you're going to summon a familiar every 5th skill. No, for every 5th kill. Yeah, so it is good if there are multiple enemies. But if not, you can... I'm not sure if it works with other kind of familiars like Sakura's. For example, this one deals damage, increases damage of familiar. That's a good thing, but I think it was the weapon then, the active of the weapon that summoned a familiar. But there are effects that summons familiar, so maybe you want to do that. For example, another one that summons a familiar is gonna be Shiranui. We would have to test that, but there's things that summon familiars, both weapon and supporters. Let's see, is there anything else? No, there isn't. So these are the main changes. As you can see, as I mentioned, green wasn't affected for the most part. Yes, it was affected because of Debilate here, Super Armor in almost everything. But for example, Harpy's Dreamshade wasn't affected by these changes. And the same can be said about all the set effects of green. Only the set effects of blue and red were modified in some way. Now we're gonna test here on Arena Tower very quickly. I did a couple builds, not many builds. and I'm going to explain. This is not going to defeat this this stage, I can tell you that right now, because she is lacking HP recovery. But that doesn't mean this is bad. This is actually pretty fun. Just by adding one supporter, which increases your speed, Noah, along with Wonderbird, is going to be nice. I can tell you that. It's going to be super fast. It's not insanely fast, but it's very nice. You'll feel comfortable playing her and using her basics. I can tell you that. I'm gonna use Shirayuki and Stella, of course, because they are generally good that you can use to gain damage. And I'm going to be using Momochinagi. I could change those because I'm using red. And with red, I'm going to apply a debuff. But wait. Here I'm using a damage increase with an AoE attack. An AoE attack that deals damage and pulls the enemy. And increase damage against the enemy. No, I cannot. I'm not debuffing. Well, I am debuffing with this one, but mainly I get 2 damage increase and this one. So what's the problem with this? You don't have HP recovery, so that's why I'm going to lose on this stage right now. But I want you to see how it works. So I'm using Wonderbird, and I'm going to be using Wonderbird for all the builds. I have the other weapon, but I'm not going to show you how to use green because we're focusing on the rework and the renewal, and the renewal affected mostly red and blue. That's what we're going to check. So yeah. My Wonderbird, as you can see, is 3 copies. So speed plus 12, the 48% chance to summon a familiar. So yeah, let's check it. I got the ones from the packs and a copy from a ticket. So yeah, it's good that they now put in the pool those new weapons immediately. Let's see. So what am I going to do? Those hold evade. So first an evade, then the then this, and then it's hold attack. Oh, it's hold attack. I thought it was hold during normal attacks. Yeah, I feel her wacky for some reason. Like I'm getting teleport or something? Maybe I'm too fast. Yeah, as you can see, it is very comfortable to be this fast. You can use other supporters depending on the color. You can use Noah on green, the limited Noah on green, and you can use character release Lapis on blue to increase your speed, and you'll feel super comfortable with those changes. Yeah, you see how I'm like getting pulled by something? Yeah, I'm not going to... Oh my god, what's that? I don't know if it's a glitch or something. Oh, another thing, another change that happened that I didn't mention. The ultimate has changed. It's now a normal attack like all the other ultimates. Well, as normal as an ultimate is. But it is not a super mode. Look. Yeah, so this is the new Noah. As you can see, she's pretty strong, and it's not only the renewal. Remember that we got the memory rebalanced the defense of the enemies, so that now you can deal more damage to the enemies on tower, which is okay to some degree. I mean, content was too punishing. Challenging content was too punishing if you weren't on the right level. That's the thing. Now you can actually tackle tower with low level characters and it's doable as long as you have HP recovery, which I don't, so that's why I'm probably going to lose. Oh my god. Come on. Oh my god. Ah! Can I just kill something and get you know, one particle? Just one particle. Come on, there. Woof. Let's see. Well, at least I destroyed all the other enemies. Oh, no. No. That tracking attack I was not going to evade. Definitely. Well, that is to be expected because we don't have HP recovery. But what happens if you add HP recovery to the mix? Well, this is another red build, but it's mixed with blue on the main. With Robber Revenge, we're gonna get HP recovery. With Sinister Living Dummy, we're gonna get an attack buff. And with Amanda's Exile, we're gonna inflict Debilate. I mean, it is easy to use after Robber's Revenge. You cannot use it after Sinister Living Dummy because it's an evade. Keep that in mind. If you want to change Amanda's Exile for something else, that's completely fine. I mean, using Caroline's Malice is also a very good idea because this gives you an attack. But I also want to change the build so that you can see how you should do the combos. So, yeah. Weapon is the same. I didn't mention this, critical Magatamas, but I mean, the perfect critical Magatamas, this weapon is 5 out of 5. Yeah, so, nothing special. Now, this is going to defeat Edwin, but it's going to take time. So, let's see. I do this and evade. And evade. And that's what we're gonna do the whole time. That's a combo, basically. The bad thing is that the basics get interrupted easily. But the good thing is that they are mid-range, so you can actually position yourself right and just evade most of her attacks. What's up with her? She feels slippery for some reason. Like, that's very awkward. I don't know if it's glitching or that's now the way she moves, but it's bad. Since I am applying a debuff, that's why I didn't mention the supporters. I'm using Felicia on blue because she gives a ton of damage, and also she helps me with HP recovery, with defense, and being blue allows me to recover with Robber's Revenge. So that's the main appeal, the HP recovery. Another thing to take into consideration is that I'm applying debuffs with 2 of my skills. That's why I'm using Gal Lilim and Susune. Because the enemy is always going to be debuffed, and I'm going to deal more damage. So yeah, it is like not super busted, but consistent enough, I can tell you that. Okay, one of these and one of these and one of these. Good thing that I have penetration with Noah, right? Even though Edwin has the buff, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter, but I can compensate. Don't recover HP. Well, he recovers a ton of HP even so. I wasn't expecting that. Or maybe it wasn't up the debuff. That's another thing. Yeah, I think they should have extended the duration. 6 seconds is like not a lot, but it also depends on how it works in PvP. Another noteworthy thing to mention is that in PvP we don't have super armor unless you get the the super armor buff, like Su, which means that you are going to be able to interrupt the actions of the enemy easily, especially with ranged attackers. And Noah can summon the familiars, and that's going to be very useful for her. She's going to be able to interrupt the attacks of the enemies constantly. Okay, and now I do one evade, and ooh, it's raining, guys. I need to close my window whenever I finish. Yeah, it's been hell as in the desert. I don't want to swear. Let's see. Come on. Oh, confusion. Yeah, it is consistent damage, so obviously I'm able to defeat her. And remember this, my Noah is 77. She has been barely awakened beyond the normal limit, so yeah, she's not that strong. She would be able to defeat this quicker if she had a higher level, but she doesn't. Okay, Edwin down. Oh, both down. Nice. Nice. Wait a moment. I'm going to close the window. And now I'm going to change Noah to Blue Noah. As I mentioned, you want that speed increase. Really, if you don't have the speed increase, her basics feel clunky. Everything else is okay, but her basics don't feel well. I'm using, of course, Onisaki Kirara. Everything is limited, guys, but remember, you can always change these for more generic options. In the case of Rest, Gal, Lilim, and Susune, that I was using on that previous build, but you can also use Stella, Baretta, Shirayuki, depending on the stage, Lina. So there's plenty of options. Also, a New Year Shiranui. Let's see. In the case of Blue, you can use, depending on the content, Arabella. You can go tank with Akina. She is green. So she's a demon, so she can use Sakuya. She can use her own supporter. No, she is not a snare specialist, so she shouldn't use her own supporter. That's very weird. I think she was one of the first, if not the first, character who got a character release supporter. And it was super awkward because this doesn't synergize with her, but I mean, the HP recovery is nice. Let's see. What else can you use? Of course, you can use Heaviko. Of course, you can use the big three. So yeah, there's options. So here, what skills I'm going to use? Robber's Revenge to get HP recovery. Amanda's Exile to get HP recovery. And of course, Marauding Mandy. So yeah, Marauding Mandy. It is weird, I can tell you that. It is strange how this works, because you can interrupt the action now, which is nice. And after each hit, you have a chance to do, well, not exactly after each hit, but something like that. You have multiple chances to use Amanda's Exile, or that would seem the case, because it blinks the signal that you can use this skill. And it's like, okay, I can do that. So I'm gonna test it. So yeah, blue bills are gonna be perfect for her if you want to go defensive. She is an excellent tank in that regard. She has always been, but I mean, now she's better because she has super armor. She's not gonna get interrupted. So in the middle of my attack, look at those. Oh my god, it lasts long. Let's try it again. Okay, I do this and I'm going to, you see, I can interrupt it. So in case of an emergency, you can interrupt that skills. That's super, super nice. Yeah, because as I mentioned, being locked in place when the enemy is going to attack is terrible. So having the ability to interrupt your action is super great. Another thing to take into consideration, even though you have super armor, they can break your stance, just so that you know. Keep that in mind. It happens. Not, for the most part, they are not going to, but sometimes they will. Keep that in mind. Yeah, don't count on you being like the new Su, uninterruptible or something like that. No, they can interrupt you. There we go. Yeah, this is pretty good and pretty consistent, I can tell you that. I shouldn't, but I want to. And another important thing, guys. You see how fast she is? She is a multi-hit attacker. Melee attacker. And she does a good amount of multi-hits with this weapon and with one speed supporter. So you can use which Su if you want. She can be a debuff extender. And she's self-sufficient because she works as a pseudo tank. Well, an off tank. Let's call it an off tank. So yeah, just consider her for your debuff extending strategies. She is definitely viable. I need to do this and this, and it is difficult with so many enemies. It is risky. There. And the good thing about that combo is that you are evading while also healing. Yeah, not Rebel's Revenge. Amanda's Exile. No, Mandy with Amanda's Exile. It's an excellent combo. Because you're going to receive hits, yes. But also you're going to recover HP at the end. Okay, ultimate. Yeah, in her case I'm using the ultimate because, I mean, she's level 77, so I want to beat this as fast as possible. Come on, there. Just look at the HP recovery. Let me do my thing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, blue is definitely very strong now. Even though, like, the main change was to red, blue is very, very viable. I mean, blue has always been very valuable with her. And green got buff really, really nice when her limited set release. But red now, all of her colors are viable, I can tell you that. But red, I gotta admit, is niche. Because you want to use it when the enemy is going to heal themselves. You can also use it as a more aggressive option with Carol and Malice and Sinister Living Doll, along with Julius Sneer, because you get a lot of damage increase. So you want to use supporters that give you damage. So just to finish, we have one more. This is mixed. This is speed. 2 speed supporters along with this damaging supporter. We're going blue with red because blue is the one that gives you HP recovery. This doesn't work, I can tell you that. It's not going to help me. Debilate. I think I'm gonna change it because it didn't work. Robert Revenge. I'm checking. I could actually use this one because the critical rate increase doesn't really matter that much. But I'm gonna use Amanda's Exile because you can equip whichever skill you want. But the idea is that you use Robert Revenge and this one. But this is not working as intended. Or well, the super armor is not noticeable at all. And that's why I'm going to showcase this. Even if I am not going to beat this. Which I might. But I don't think I will. So I'm just going to do basics for a while. And look. Interrupted. Yeah. What happened with my super armor? Wasn't this supposed to have super armor? Yeah. Why do I go with the speed? Because we are doing the basic attacks. So we want to do them ASAP. And it would be better if I actually had super armor, as it says. But yeah, I don't see. I see my actions getting interrupted. So I don't know where that super armor is meant to be. Is it whenever I launch the attack and it doesn't affect the moment when it comes back, or what? Yeah. Very, very fast. It is noticeable the difference between fast and very fast. And this helped me charge my particles quicker thanks to two things: the speed of my attacks and the fact that the basic enhancer has particle charge increase. So you can use this as an ultimate strategy. If we ever receive a support that increases the particle charge in either blue, I think blue, yeah, we could use this as a reliable way to charge particles. You could also use it triple color. You could change Felicia, but yeah, I like the launching attack still a launching attack, so it is a shame, but it is not good. So yeah, it's working, guys. It's working. It's working, son. Yeah, super fast. And I'm gonna start with the ultimate because I want to charge it again. I gotta admit, the speed increase is really nice for Noah. But the other weapons that she has are also good. The limited one is for the green build. It's very specific, but it's strong. And the heart is really nice for blue builds, as it gives you HP recovery. But the speed is also valuable, so I wouldn't neglect Wonderbird. Yeah, he's better than I thought. But, if you're using only Wonderbird to increase your speed, it is not that big of a change. Keep that in mind. All my builds are using, well, not all my builds, but most of my builds are using at least one supporter that gives you speed increase, which is noticeable. Come on. Evade, attack. Yes, almost able to do the ultimate again. Ultimate. Let's see, Obor is down. So yeah, I'm going to be able to beat it. But this build was different than what I used the first time. No. It is not because of that. Because I did another build, but that was green. And that was the last that I did. And it didn't work. This one also beat the stage, now that I remember. Yeah, I tried the green build. And it doesn't work. And that's how I discovered that Torajiro had received a change. Check that video if you want. Because I was thinking about using an invincibility strategy, so that I could beat this stage. It is not that green and red are bad, it's just that, as usual, for challenging content we want HP recovery, and it's locked to blue with Robert's Revenge and Amanda's Exile. So yeah, going with these pure skills, it is not that viable, unfortunately. Unless you're able to shred the enemy. If you're able to shred the enemy in just a couple hits, yes, of course, they are going to work. Because you don't need to the HP recovery if you're strong enough. So yeah, what do I think about Noah? This rework, I mean, I am not a PvP specialist. Most of my opinions are based on PvE content. But it is clear to me that she's going to be pretty strong for PvP. So, yeah, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, very quickly before we check that, here on the ranks. Yeah, look at that. Noah, 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 Noah. Why do you think she's going up in the ladder? Why do you think people are using Noah? Because she's good. Because she now can perform properly on PvP. Oh god, changing the color of this one might be worth it, but it's a hassle to change that color. Gremory, make it free. Who wants to change the color? Who wants there to be a color change mechanic if it costs a ton of resources? So yeah, definitely good, not busted, very balanced. Yeah, because mostly they give Noah super armor so that she doesn't get interrupted, because she's a mid-range attacker that gets close to the enemy. In the end, she's gonna be in front of the enemy. Even if she's a mid-range attacker, melee attacker, she ends up getting near the enemy while she attacks. So yeah, it's a good thing that she has super armor now. The effects, the debility is interesting, and that's why she is now racing in the ladder on the PvP side of things. And yeah, that's good. I only wish that they had done also a couple slight changes, improvements to the green color, so that we have more damage. For example, reduce damage taken by 25%. It is a big number, but you want that on blue because blue is the defensive option. And we don't have HP recovery on green. But not getting a second HP recovery is also fine. So yeah, I guess that all I want to say is that Gremory, why not go with damage increase on this? Feel free to improve also the limited set color while not changing drastically the main skill that is affected by that color. For example, Harpy's Shade Dream in the case of Shade Dream, well, that thing in the case of Noah. In the case of Rinko, for example, it would be Wind Slice, not affecting Wind Slice. In the case of, I don't know, Oboro, it would have been Bloodstorm. They could have changed everything else, and maybe even some of the effects here to improve it, but not changing the animation or the attack pattern, like they did with the poor Vicious Slasher. Oh, my Vicious Slasher, what did they do to you? Well, in any case, should you get Noah now? If you're a PvP enthusiast, probably yes. For solo content, she's now a better tank than she was. I can tell you that. And for farming, no, definitely not. If you want this for farming, the only value that you're gonna get is for the extra AP and the extra secret daily. So it depends on what you're going for with these characters. So that's going to be it for today, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!